Good day, I'm Raven Casio, a senior high school applicant teacher of AMA Cavite Campus. And here is my lesson plan with the topic types of speech context. Okay, allow me to start. Okay, so today we're going to continue the lesson which is all about the three main types of speech context. Okay, let's have an activity first, which is called picture prompt. Okay, class, in this activity, you are going to observe the images provided here. Then later on, you are going to share your observations about this picture. And also, I will ask some questions about these images. Okay, so I will give you at least 1 minute to observe the pictures. Okay, so your time starts now. Okay, time's up, everyone. Now, here's the first question, guys. How many persons are involved in picture A and picture B? Yes, Danica. Okay, precisely. There are two persons in picture A and in picture B. How about class in picture C and picture D? Yes, J. Alright, good. In picture C and D, here in picture C, there are 7 people, right? On the other hand, here in picture B, there are 5 persons. Okay, our next question, class, would be, what have you observed about the images? Okay, Jean. Alright, precisely. According to Jean, she observed that the people in each pictures are having conversation in different situations. Just like here in picture A, there are two girls having conversation while eating. Okay? Now, in picture B, there are two people who are having conversation in the office. Then, on the other hand, in picture C and picture D, there are small groups of people who are having conversation to accomplish something. The next question, class. How does each image differs from the other? Yes, Jay. Alright, correct. Each image depicts different situations that greatly influence the communication process. Right? They are set in various contexts such as classroom, office, and etc. Okay? Now, next question. Why do you think communication varies depending on the context? Alright, precisely. Communication varies depending on the context to take into account the audience. What else? The location, the timing, and all other variables that greatly influence or impact the constructive communication. Okay, very good, class. Now, here's my last question. How did you find the activity? Yes, Hannah? Okay, I'm glad to hear that you had fun and enjoyed this activity. Okay, because for this activity class, you're able to examine and break down information through these images. Okay? In communication, there are different situations that greatly influence the communication process, and we call that speech context. Okay, in a lifetime, we have been engaged through various speech contexts, right? So, our communicating behaviors, styles, strategies differs in each communication context. Okay, actually, class, we have three main types of speech context, namely the interpersonal communication, interpersonal communication, and lastly, we have public speaking. Okay, let's find out more about these three by having our next activity, which is called situation prompts. Right, our new class. Activity, I will ask questions which will lead to different situations. Okay, so I will read the questions and later on you're going to identify which among the types of speech context does it refer to. Okay, so here's the first questions. Have you ever tried listening to a lecture and find yourself drifting away from the speaker's speech, caught by your own thoughts? Have you tried visualizing yourself 10 years from now? Have you tried telling yourself, I can do it in times of difficulty and despair? Okay, so those are the first questions. Now, plus, what type of speech context do the situation prompts I ask you? Okay, correct. That is interpersonal communication. Now, what is interpersonal communication? So when we say class interpersonal communication, it refers to communication that centers on a person where the speaker acts as both the sender and the receiver of the message. Again, when we say interpersonal communication, refers to a person where speakers acts as both the sender and the receiver of the message. Okay, so who can give an example of interpersonal communication? Okay, that's correct. One of the example is when you are cheering yourself up because you got a lower grade in math. Diba? So you are talking to yourself. So that is an example of interpersonal communication. Now, when do we usually engage in an interpersonal communication? Okay, correct. We usually engage in interpersonal communication when we are thinking, when we are having a self-reflection, or when we are having a plan, right? So that is when we are engaged in interpersonal communication. Or in other words, we are just having a self-talk. I have a class a picture. This picture is an example of interpersonal communication. Okay, now let's proceed on the second questions. I will read again, then you're going to identify what type of speech context it refers. Okay, so here's the second questions, which will lead to situations. Now, do you talk to your friends? What do you usually talk about? Why do you do this? Do you think it contributes to your relationship? Okay, so talking to your friends is what type of speech context? Alright, very good. That is interpersonal communication. When we say class interpersonal communication, it refers to communication between and among people. Actually, class, we have two types of interpersonal communication. The first one, it refers to relationship between two persons or face-to-face verbal communication. Now, what do you think does it refers to? Okay, that one, we call that dyad. Okay, again, dyad is when we are having two persons, no? Who are having a verbal communication or face-to-face communication. Again, how many persons involved? Only two. Two persons. Another, we have also this one. Now, what do you think is the type of interpersonal communication when we say it involves at least three, but no more than 12 people engaging in face-to-face interaction to achieve a desired goal? Okay, we call that small group. Okay, again, dyad when it consists only of two persons. On the other hand, small group, it consists of at least three, but no more than 12 persons. So this is an example of small group. Okay, for the last situation, I will read again. So here is the last questions. Have you ever tried speaking in front of a large crowd or in front of your schoolmates? Do you like to speak in front of a lot of people? What do you feel? Do you have butterflies in your stomach and endless shiver throughout your body? Or do you enjoy the experience? Okay, now based on the situation prompt that I ask you, what type of speech context does it refer to? Alright, very good. That is public speaking. Now, class, what is public speaking? Okay, when you say this public speaking, it is simply an oral presentation or speech delivered to a live audience. Again, public speaking it is presentation or speech delivered to a live audience. So just like here, this is an example of public speaking. there is a speaker and there is an audience. Okay, so he is delivering here his speech. Now, who can give another example of public speaking? Alright, correct. Another example is when you are delivering your graduation speech, what else? Okay, during election campaign, diba? The, that, those are the examples of public speaking. So in class, the main three types of speech context, we have intrapersonal, interpersonal, which consists of triad and small group, and last but not least, we have public speaking, right? So that concludes our lesson. Do you have any questions, clarification? Okay, now. Okay, that ends our lessons. See you next time, guys. Goodbye, class.